It looks like it's 2 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and start today's Planning Commission meeting, Thursday, February 27th, 2025 at 2. So we'll go ahead and start with the flag salute. I'll ask Commissioner David Gray to lead us. All right, now we'll go ahead and move on to roll call.
Commissioner Bryant,
Present.
Commissioner Curran,
Present.
Commissioner Gray,
Present.
Vice Chair Chanter, and Chair Agostini.
Present.
We have a quorum.
May we please have a motion to excuse Vice Chair Chanter?
I so move.
I'll second it.
Fantastic.
Okay, motion carries. Hold on one second. Let me start that. Did you abstain, Commissioner Bryant?
Oops.
Okay, let's start that one more time. Sorry about that. Please enter your vote. And motion carries 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we'll go ahead and open up to commissioner comments. So I'll move to my left, Commissioner Curran.
Thank you. The only thing I have to say today is I once again appreciate all the work that the staff puts in to all the work they do here. And it's always nice to take the time to talk us through things, answer questions, and it just making sure every I is dotted and every T is crossed. So thank you.
Yeah, I echo that. I mean, looking through today's agenda and kind of summarizing all the past success we've had this year, last year, it kind of makes you feel good. Kind of makes it worth like how we're contributing to our city and really contributing to our growth here. So again, thank you to staff. You guys make this a lot easier than it looks. So I'll move on to Commissioner Gray.
Thank you, Chairperson. So I just want to echo the comments so far. Again, I'm really grateful for the terrific staff that we have that makes us look so good and makes this look so easy. I was raised in a tradition of public service, and I've been blessed in my life, and I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to be able to give back a little bit of what I've gotten over the years. I wanted to express a particular gratitude that I am almost certain that no other commissioner in the history of Rancho Mirage has ever expressed in any meeting, because they didn't have the lack of discipline that I have, so I'm going to say why. As I was driving here today, I was reminded one more time that the desert is full of our many visitors and some people that only drive this time of year. And as I was cut off for the third time by someone who failed to signal or realize that I was anywhere near them, I realized that I was grateful for my position of public service, because it restrains me from expressing the strong feelings that I have when people act in that way, and may have also saved my life depending on whether or not they were armed at the moment. Anyway, so one more thing to be grateful for. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Commissioner Bryant.
Well, I'll ditto 3 times about the support from the staff. I was looking at the city website, and not too, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, there's a list of all of the projects in the queue. And before it used to be on an Excel spreadsheet, and now it's visual. It has a map, and then it has a list of all the things that's going on, and it is incredibly outstanding. And so, mine and your staff, it's really, really good. And that's so important this day and age, how information is conveyed quickly and user-friendly. And it's much better than, Excel spreadsheets and things. So it's easily to digest. And before we've had sessions where we want to have you explain what's going on, what's out there. It's all right there on the website. So hands down, it's really excellent. So whoever did that in the city, really, my hat's off to them. And kind of along with that, I've been reviewing. I've made a point. I'm going to review every website of every city in the valley. So I've been reviewing mostly their planning commission, their housing, the RINA, the affordable housing, and I'm also looking at their financial statements. So some of them are good, some of them aren't. And again, we're in competition, and we want to continue to be the best. And so that is a great start. And it also, in terms of the openness and the availability of the public to go to the both city council and now recently the planning commission on YouTube, everything is there. It couldn't be more open. And so if anybody wants to know anything, and obviously saves a lot of time in where we used to do the minutes and all that, and you always got everything I said wrong anyway. So I'm glad it's being videotaped. And so again, it just opens up to the public and our residents what's going on in the city, and they can see it all right there at their fingertips 24 hours a day. So it's terrific.
Thank you, Commissioner. So now we'll move on to the non-agenda public comments.
Thank you. I did not receive any speaker cards. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on something not on today's agenda? No speakers.
Thank you. So now I need approval of the minutes from the February 13th regular meeting.
I'll move we approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
Oh,
Motion carries 4-0.
oops. So this brings us to our first action item, reviewing the 2024 Planning Commission Annual Report for submittal to the City Council. And I believe Mina's going
I'll
to take care of
handle that. Thank you, Chair. Thank you and good afternoon, Planning Commissioners. This will just be a verbal report. Since 2003, each board and commission in the city has provided a brief annual report of activity to the City Council. This item is the summary report for 2024. The Planning Commission held 10 meetings and considered 17 projects. A few of these projects included the Via Vale Affordable Housing Apartments and the Katana Specific Plan, which included market rate and affordable housing. That concludes staff's presentation. I'd be happy to address any questions.
I'll go ahead and open it up to public comment.
And I did not receive any speaker cards. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this item? No speakers.
I'll move to commissioner comments. I'll start to my right, Commissioner Gray.
My only comment is that although the numbers are a little bit lower this year in terms of the total number of meetings and projects considered, that's something that's not within the control of the Planning Commission. We deal with what is presented to us, and we can't make it up. But I also want to note that the depth and breadth of many of the items that we considered this year was considerable, with many multi-hundred or multi-thousand page submittals. And I want to thank all of my co-members of the Planning Commission for their participation along with me in this sometimes arduous task.
Thank you. Commissioner Curran?
I don't have any comments, but I certainly agree with Commissioner Gray's statement. Thank you.
I as well, yeah, certainly want to thank all the commissioners for their time and staff, again, especially with those big packets. You guys really make it easy. So I'll move to Commissioner Bryant for his comments.
While there were 17 planning projects, David, to further what you were saying, there were actually 40 items on there, ranging from something very simple, a sign program, up to far more complex things. And so there were a number of items in those 70 planning projects, And you're right, many thousands of pages in there that for both the planning department have to go to get through all that. And again, just the tip of the iceberg. And so again, my commendations are to the city staff for all they've done. Thank you.
So we need a motion and a second for action item 1.
I'd like to make a motion that the city council receive and file the 2024 Planning Commission report.
I'll second.
Vote.
Motion carries 4-0.
Great. So moving on to action item 2, Housing Element 2024 Annual Report. CEQA action not subject to CEQA as the report is not considered a project as defined as section 15378B2 of the Public Resources Code. So I'll turn that over to Ben. Oh,
Marcus will be
I'm sorry,
presenting this one.
Marcus, I can't see far away.
Thank you, Commissioner Agostini, Chair Agostini. Good afternoon, Chair Agostini, Planning Commissioners, and staff. The state of California requires all local governments to adequately plan to meet the housing needs of everyone in the community. California's local governments meet this requirement by adopting a housing element as part of their general plan. The housing element demonstrates how each city will work to meet the state-mandated Regional Housing Needs Allocation, or RHNA, determined by the regional government. Starting in 2017, each jurisdiction in the state is required to prepare an annual progress report summarizing the jurisdiction's status and progress in implementing its current certified housing element. The City of Rancho Mirage's RHNA allocation for the 6-cycle planning period of 2021 to 2029 is 1,746 units. Of the 1,746 units, 670 units are designated as above moderate units, and 1,076 units are required to be in the affordable housing range of very low income to moderate income range. The city has worked diligently with private and affordable housing developers to reach this unit goal. As of the end of calendar year 2024, the city has entitled a total of 442 affordable units, 41% of RHNA affordable units, with an additional 400 units, 37% planned for through executed disposition and development agreements. This progress brings the city to meeting 78% of its RHNA required affordable units. The 3 entitled projects are located within housing element inventory sites A, B, and D. Katana, located in inventory site A, the corner of Ramon Road and Radler Road, was entitled August 21st, 2024. The project is a mixed-use neighborhood with 210 single-family homes and 94 affordable housing apartments. Via Vale Apartments, located in inventory site B, adjacent to the Rancho Mirage Dog Park, was entitled July 18, 2024. The project will consist of 236 multifamily apartments with 233 affordable units and 3 unrestricted manager units. Crossings at Peterson Road in inventory site D was entitled December 5, 2024. The project will consist of 160 multifamily apartments with 115 affordable units and 1 unrestricted manager unit. These 3 projects demonstrate the city's efforts in implementing the following policies and programs. Policy H1, Program H1.E. Projects proposed on sites B, C, and D shall include a balanced mix of extremely low, very low, low, and moderate income units in order to meet the city's RHNA allocation. This requirement shall be added to the affordable housing overlay when codified. Policy H3. Affordable housing developments shall be distributed throughout Rancho Mirage rather than concentrated in one area. Policy H4, Program H4.A. The Housing Authority shall consider all available options when developing rental units, including hiring contractors through requests for proposals, participating in tax credit applications, and other strategies as they become available. Policy H4, Program H4.D. The city shall include a minimum of 15% of units developed on sites B and D for extremely low-income households. Additional data captured and reported in 2024 Annual Progress Report covers all housing development and building activity. For clarification, the data tables in the annual progress report solely account for activity in 2024. In 2024, the city entitled 154 single-family attached dwelling units, issuing no building permits or complete status for this category. Entitled 88 single-family detached units, issuing 51 building permits and 41 complete final status for this category. Entitled 446 5+ units per structure / apartments, issuing no building permits or complete status for this category. For accessory dwelling units, the city issued 7 building permits and 1 building permit for mobile manufactured home. Each jurisdiction's annual progress report must be submitted to the California Department of Housing and Community Development and the Governor's Office of Planning and Research by April 1st of each year. My recommendation to the Planning Commission is to receive and file the City of Rancho Mirage's 2024 Housing Element Annual Progress Report. This concludes my presentation. I am available for any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. So I'll go ahead and open it up for public comment.
Thank you. Again, I did not receive any speaker cards. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to provide public testimony on this item? No speakers.
Thank you. So we'll close public comment, and now we'll move it to commissioner comments. Start with Commissioner Curran.
Yeah, I don't have any questions on this item.
Great. I'll go ahead and go next. Just looking through the report, it just really is encouraging to see all the support the City of Rancho Mirage gives to like Coachella Valley Rescue Program, CVAG's First Home Program, a number of workshops working with Sunline Transit, Habitat for Humanity. So many programs that really encourage development and community. And then I just had a couple of questions regarding the success or direction in reading through. One was the pilot program for ADUs and junior ADUs, and then also the area of Thunder Road area, if there's been any future progress in those.
The progress on the junior ADU pilot program, staff is working on a standard ADU issuance that people can choose from. So we want to get that going prior to starting the junior ADU program, so we can have a standard expectation for the building of the ADUs.
In the Thunder Road area, is that making any progress, or is that still kind of?
We have no progress on the Thunder Road area for infrastructure.
Those are my comments and questions. Thank you. Commissioner Gray.
Thank you. I only have one question. Could you bring up the slide that shows the percentage of low-income requirements that we're satisfying? It was one of the early slides, I believe, where it's 78% RHNA affordable units. I'm just curious, as opposed to other cities or jurisdictions that have are also subject to the RHNA requirement, which I understand is every municipality, where do we stand in relation to the percentage of affordable units? Are we high, average? I'm guessing we're high at 78%, but.
So you're asking based off the number of units that we're required to build?
Yes.
Correct.
Where are we about, obviously 78% meeting those requirements to me seems awfully good. My question is, how is everybody else doing in the state?
As compared to other cities, we've had quite a bit of action in terms of entitlements in our DDAs. I'm also aware of at least one other city not even having their housing element certified still.
A local city?
Correct.
I'm not shocked.
We're doing pretty well.
Great. Kudos again to the staff and our council for making this progress.
Commissioner Bryant.
Well, although he's not here, I do want to thank both Ben and Marcus. Tuesday, they spent a lot of time with me. As I was reading through the report that came out, there's thousands of data points in there. And frankly, I was getting lost when multiple pages repeat the same addresses and you're saying, what's going on here? So we did a deep dive, and thank you, Marcus, for simplifying it with the graphs you showed about the breakdown of what we have, the numbers, the percentage. So it's much easier to understand. And that would be great if those type of things could be included in the future reports, because once again, you can look at it quickly and you can comprehend everything rather than going through trying to all those spreadsheets and so on. So that's very, very good. So again, like the website and the list, and so those are all things that help not only the planning commissioners, but residents and the public understand what's going on. And to think we're only into basically the second year of the housing cycle, and we're that far along, that's pretty amazing. I haven't reviewed all the cities. I've reviewed a few, and we're well ahead of, I'm talking about the Valley. I'm not talking about California. Southern California region, I think it's, RINA is 1.3 million housing units in the Southern California Association of Governments. Throw some numbers to that, and that's a pretty staggering number that they're going to have to come up with the money. And along that vein, I hope that someone comes up with an alternative, not an alternative, but another business model, how these developers can raise money to make these affordable housing units come around, because the amounts of money it would take to fulfill all of like just 1.3 housing units subsidized is way more than the budget many times of the state of California, which has a $60 billion budget deficit. So I'm hoping there's another business model or an additional business model to help raise money to bring these affordable housing units not only in our city, but everywhere, frankly. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. So that concludes Commissioner comments. So we'll go ahead and I'll need a motion and a second.
In my goal of moving the passage of every single item today, I'd like to make a motion that the Planning Commission receive and file the 2024 Annual Housing Element Progress Report.
And I'll second that.
Fantastic. Let's vote.
Motion carries 4-0.
So that concludes today's agenda and Planning Commission 222 on February 27th. Thank everyone for your attendance.